Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed. My name is Dan. I'll be your commentator for this evening. Joining me is Matt.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. And we are back with Tier 2, live from the Red Bull Ring in Austria, Spielberg, to be exact. Hopefully we're going to have another cracker.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Although most of the people watching tonight won't have seen last night because of the technical issues we had. That race is now live on our YouTube channel. You can go and watch it.
That was strange. You recorded it all.
Yeah, which is a bonus, I suppose.
Yeah, these guys provided a cracking race last week. The two that sprint to the finish if you haven't watched it, that was around Baku. And let's just say there was a little bit of chaos.
Just a touch. Just a touch. One driver missing tonight, that is Menerik. He is unable to attend, but he is more than replaceable. I say replaceable. What I mean is, like, we don't need him to have a cracker. The rest of these guys will be more than capable.
Mate, we've got 19 drivers, what can I say? That should provide enough entertainment for the people.
Apparently the lobby's broken.
The lobby's broken?
From what I can tell. Yeah, the lobby's broken, so...
I know who's broken it.
Do you?
Well, I would imagine, because he's the only person that is out on track.
Crowan.
Crowan, what did you do? Come on.
Right, you can all stay with me while I go and make a new lobby. We'll show you some behind the scenes. It's not really behind the scenes, is it? We're just making an unranked lobby.
A how-to tutorial.
Yeah, on how to make a Contest of Speed lobby.
Yeah, a Contest of Speed format. First of all, you do this, followed up by this.
Yeah. No, any of the drivers listening, I am making a new lobby now, so fret not.
It's alright, I've just had a... Oh... Dan has sent in some photographic footage. Evidence. It's definitely his car. That is broken.
Fair enough.
It's alright though, because you're going to set a time and you're going to go on pole, so all good.
Yeah.
That's what I did on Canada last season. It's one way to claim your first ever Contest of Speed.
Certainly is. No, you go. And then we just need a couple more invites.
I'm going to watch his lap. Just sort out, see whereabouts he is. He's approaching the second to last corner. He's round set second to last corner. He is now rounding the final corner. Don't run wide. And he's done a... Well, that's just not quick.
Oh, you've been mean to Crowan.
No, I won 11-1, mate. That's being honest, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying there particularly hard. If I'm being brutally honest, for a 1-11-1, nah. And where's Jamie? Jamie's the last one.
Have you sorted out the cars?
No, I haven't. There we go.
It's great having inside information. So upstairs.
At least he's not invaded this time.
Oh no! Please don't remind me. That was funny though.
It was. There might be some people without invites. There shouldn't be. I should have got all of them, but sometimes they don't go through. Sometimes people need more than one.
Speak. 'Cause once you listen to the stream.
So we're missing new man.
New driver.
That's who we're missing, because I have not added him yet. And I should have done. Maneric in the Red Bull is not here. We're missing Slater out of the Racing Point and Charlie out of the Toro Rosso. Yeah.
I was just looking up. I was thinking, who's Mark's teammate? It's Charlie.
And then after that, it's so Slater's here, Prentice is here. Is Thomas in yet? I suppose this gives us time to get viewers in, ready for the stream to go.
Thomas isn't here. Yeah, I don't know why.
Thomas not here yet. We'll send him another one. We'll annoy him.
So, I'm going to say that's 2 nights on the trot.
Oh wow, he's slacking, isn't he? And where is he? Oh, he's appearing offline as well, just to make life difficult. Oh no! Didn't it shock him?
So still waiting for Slater and Thomas is here.
Okay, let's see. Are we missing anybody?
Just 2 more.
Yeah, so Slater's in, but he's not chosen his car yet. And is Charlie here yet? No. You need to go spectator mode as well, mate. So remember. Yes. What's the 4? Oh, 989. Here we go. Should be here any second, and then we can go.
Just going to send an equipment reminder. Don't ready up yet.
No. We're sorry for the delay here, everybody. We had the lobby glitch out on us at the start, so we're going back through again. But I suppose we can do the housekeeping, can't we? In this.
Yeah, get that. Once and sort out the way.
Yeah. So while we're inviting Charlie and we're waiting for him to join, the new man replacing Cygate in the Ferrari, who has dropped down into Tier 3, as you probably saw last night. That is Jay Prentice, new driver for the league. He's been very active in the chats, he's very excited. So we're looking forward to seeing what he's got. And Charlie's in.
I've just read the Discord. Ethan, that's poor. That is poor.
I've not read it. What's he said?
We've said we're just waiting on Charlie. Dan's responded with his usual. You think he's dead? And then Roz has just gone. He's biting his brother's finger at the moment. Wow.
Nice.
Charlie.
Charlie, that really hurt. He's not going to forgive us for that, is he?
No, he's not. Sorry, Charlie.
Oh, we love you, really. So here we go then, back to Spielberg, Austria.
Take 1.
I'm going to do my intro again, so you lucky people on stream get to see it twice. Just in case we cut the video when it goes to YouTube. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 2. My name is Dan. I'll be your commentator for this evening. As always, sat alongside me, my wonderful friend and co-commentator, it's Matt.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Nah, sweet. Nah, good to you. We're live, as we said, with Tier 2 from Austria for the Austrian Grand Prix. One driver missing, that is Maneric in the Red Bull. He can't be with us tonight. And we have a new man on the grid. That's Jay Prentice in the Ferrari. Who's coming to replace Cygate, who you may or may not have seen yesterday has dropped back to Tier 3. So we're waiting to get underway.
I think, the right decision about that, to be fair.
Mark, that's too much like Hamilton for my liking.
What? What's wrong with Hamilton?
He's put in the chat that we truly have the best fans. # blessed. Oh, we've got Weatherman Blades. Oh, you've just seen it, haven't you?
No, I've just seen it via fall in the tier 2 chat.
Yeah.
Spicy. I'm not going to tell the audience. I think they should play.
Nah, I'm going to tell them. Sod it.
Just keep them on edge.
Yeah, so we have dry qualifying, and the race will start dry, but by the end of the race, it will be wet.
A bit treacherous.
Could be good. So,
That's 2 nights right, that. Bit of rain.
Yeah. So, first man out on track is Thomas in the Ferrari. Be looking to bounce back from a difficult race last week. He had the pace, just slipped down the order on penalties, both in race and retrospective.
I think that's what's going to cost him this season.
I do. The man has.
Last year as well.
Yeah.
I think last year was his first full season with us, so hopefully he'll be a bit more to grips with the rules and regs and everything, and just needs to keep it clean on the track.
Yeah, he just needs to keep his head cool. So I think what happens is he gets into the action and
very excited.
Yes. Just needs to have a little bit more patience, and he will do very, very well.
You know, along with a few other guys this season, this short season going to be interesting. How they adapt with different people that have never raced before.
Yeah, different competitors around them. We did, yeah. Both you and I dropping down. The only time we've not been in with this rabble, actually. So now I think the only men still representing from the early days, that's Fallen and Wisey Boy, isn't it? We've said before.
Yeah, Fallen's been here since season 1, and Wisey Boy joined me at the same time.
Yeah.
I think Australia. I can't remember when. It's a long time ago.
Wow.
Over a year.
Yeah. It was about October, wasn't it? Was it October 18?
Before that, I think it was September.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thomas then, in with the first lap, 104.7. That is a very respectable time as a banker lap. Crone comes in behind him with a 105.5. Mark had a lap in there, but must have either invalidated or bailed out of it. He is now coming out again.
We have a guess. A 104.1.
Oh.
Whole time the last season, round here in tier 2 was a 104.2, and that was set by Barrowmere.
We could be close to that then. 104.6 from Rosa, 104.4 from Slater. We ride on board with the Wizard. Coming up towards turn 3, Lewis ahead of him will have to get out of the way. Does so in a diligent fashion. Penalty king himself here, the 2-spell Wizard.
Facts learned, don't share that. Don't do it.
Of course, yeah, Faxland's on a qualifying ban.
Going AI, which a lot of people seem to be doing the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's...
Can't do it.
No.
You're not allowed to.
It's a good reason for it. We don't like it. And Faxland peels off into the pits.
I think he was behind Prentice. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. 2-spell, 105.2 for the Wizard. Prentice with his first lap out on the hard tyres, 107.1 for him. He'll be getting himself some laps under his belt.
Well, that does surprise me. It's a track where probably the hards are not going to be used unless you have a lap 1 instant.
Yeah. Although depending on when that rain comes in the race, anyone who qualifies on the mediums could be in with a really good shout. We'll jump to one of our championship protagonists, the man dropping down. from Tier 1 this season, Thomas. The other Thomas. This one in the Mercedes. If them two end up in the same team at some point. Oh, runs wide on the final corner and invalidates the lap. What would he have set? 104.7 would have put him.
Behind Jamie.
Yep, would have put him into P5. He'll be disappointed with that at the moment. It would have been his banker lap, but he will get another 2, maybe 3 in.
Yeah. One thing we got to keep an eye on tonight, I'm going to keep an eye on it, is that pit lane entry.
His teammate just goes a 10th slower, but with a valid lap time. That's Lewis into P6.
Nice boy up there as well. Again.
Yeah, both racing points looking good this season.
Very strong performance last week.
Yeah, yeah.
I expect very much the same.
Could have had a 1-2 finish if they'd pitted on the right strategy. Ended up with a 1-3, which, I mean, is still good, isn't it? It is the next best thing, I suppose. We've got... I'm still with Lewis heading round the track. Who shall we jump to? Let's try Charlie.
Charlie's not really pushing.
No, he's not. I think he's building up. He's either going to box this lap or he's going to go around again. Will depend on how much fuel he has in.
I don't know why you would on
banker lap. Although I think he's just cut that final corner, which will invalidate this lap as well. Yep, it has done. So that will be the end of that run for Charlie. He'll have to box now. Let's jump to the man currently in second place. He's got to find 2.5 tenths to get ahead of Slater in first. Comes up to the Sector 1 split. He's 1 1/4 of those 2.5s there.
Thomas is marginally up. Jamie's even.
It's 2 corners now. Rosa coming up to the Sector 2 split. He's lost 1/4 of a second in there. He's got to have a monstrous final sector to take pole.
Thomas lost time. James losing time as well.
Let's see, final corner for Rosa. Oh, puts it wide on the exit, but he's got away with it, I think. Indeed he has. He improves his time, but it's not enough for pole position. Let's go to the man currently in pole position. He is 1/4 of a second up on himself through the first 2 sectors. He set the fastest middle sector of anybody so far. Through the final corner. Pushes for the line. This could break into the 3s. Oh, he's so close. 104.0 for Slater. That is a man on a mission. The Irishman giving it everything he's got. I don't think he'll have to go out again.
Well, let's see what Thomas does in the response. Haven't set his lap time yet. He's just about to start his lap. One of the guys I think is going to be
big lock up into the final corner.
This season.
He should be. We'll see how he gets on. Didn't have the best run out of turn 1. He's short shifting a lot going up the hill. Stretching that 7th gear out as he drops down the hill.
Marks up by 4 tenths, so that's going to put him near the front.
4 tenths, yeah.
Front row here.
44.8 for Thomas through the middle sector. We don't know how good that'll be until he crosses the line.
Yeah, up to second for Mark. We did think front row, but that's a good one.
Yeah. Still 4 tenths off. Little lock up for Thomas into the final corner. One have affected him too badly. Pushes for the line now. 104.5. Gets himself into 5th. He will have time for one more run.
The Racing Points need to do a tow. did it last week. They worked it well last week.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't think Slater will have to go out again, but I don't know how much of an improvement Atto can give you around here. I can't see it being that much.
He's just about to finish his lap, but I don't think he's through just yet. Or marginally, just improved.
Marginally improved, yeah. Yeah.
1,000. Wow.
But then you look at that, two spells only 4 thousandths ahead of them.
Yeah.
So 9th, 10th and 11th separated by 5 thousandths of a second.
It's just under 4 tenths between 2nd and 12th.
Yeah. The reshuffle of drivers, well, I feel, this season, giving us some nice close racing.
Yep.
One missed braking point or one missed apex can mean the difference between the front row, yeah, and being outside the top 10. Charlie has left the session. That looks like a disconnect. I also think was he on his way out, or is that no? It's down in the it's down in the Red Bull on the way out.
Faxon's just doing practice runs.
Here comes Wisey Boy. The Racing Point's not doing a tow. They're at complete opposite sides of the track to one another. And Wisey Boy's invalidated straight away. Ran wide on the exit of turn 1. Let's give the Williams some airtime. Arbar then into the middle sector. Marginally down on the first sector. But he's clawed that back now. He's now in the green. 2 corners to go. Takes that final corner brilliantly, pushes for the line now. Improves by 3/4 of a tenth.
Keep it clean, keep it clean. Should put him back into 2nd.
Yeah. Ferrari Thomas has got himself 1,000th ahead of Rosa.
I think Rosa, if he's kept it together,
he has.
Goes back to 2nd.
Good luck for Rosa. Into 2nd place.
Jamie's improving as well. He's going to put himself in amongst these guys.
Yep, 2 tenths for Jamie at the moment, so that right now would put him. It would put him 5th.
Put him very close.
Yeah, he ran wide on the final corner, caught some grass, and that could cost him.
Wisey Boy, and he's down already. 10th and a half.
Slater's lost it at the final corner. I just saw that on the corner of the mini-map, lost it at the final corner, so if he was improving, he lost time there, and the lap won't have counted, and he can't go again because he used up too much of his ERS battery. If the tyres are alright, he'll be able to cruise around and have another go, recharge the battery, but I don't think there's much point. I don't think anyone's going to beat that. The other man I'm interested to see, Jay Prentice, he's not been out on the softs yet.
You go to the man sandbagging on daily, do you? Just to be like...
I'm not so sure.
Really anyone out on track, it's just Thomas at the moment, because he's out of sync with everyone else.
Yeah, Crowan's also out on track, that's who we're watching at the moment.
Sorry, I'm too busy responding into the Twitch.
I'm glad you're doing it, because I've just remembered I haven't been looking.
That's right. Someone's asked about how we decide how the tier system works, etc.
Generally speaking, we run on a promotion and relegation basis, so guys will be put into tiers based on their time trial times. We might do a practice race with them just to see whereabouts they fit in if those times aren't exactly representative, so and then Yeah, that's normally how it would work, and then they go from there, and then at the end of the season the top 3 go up and the bottom 3 go down. However, this season, given that we lost a lot of drivers at the back end of last season from Tier 1 in particular, we decided that it would be a good idea and a good point to do a proper reshuffle with everybody and move them to the tiers where we think they would be most suited, to make the racing competitive and more fun, both for the guys taking part and for everybody watching, because there's nothing worse than a boring race to have a watch at. And I think we've been successful so far.
I think the one we were kind of worried about
Would be, yeah.
I would say Cookie, because he's the first person I think to do that.
Yeah, jumping from Tier 3 straight to Tier 1.
He was quick, but I think we didn't know how competitive quick he was going to be in Tier 1.
Yeah, but I think there's testament there also to his teammate.
Yeah.
To Alp, because I mean you and I can both tell in the last 3 weeks Cookie's always been quick, yeah, but the fact that he's now, whenever we get in a party together and we talk about setup differences and ERS management, the knowledge he has from Alp is so much higher. Oh, Roz has just invalidated at turn 1 on his final run.
And that'll be it, that's probably over.
That's it for him. Slater is on his outlap. Arbar is on a run at the moment. Mark is as well. So I think that's what we're going to have as our run for pole. Jamie and Thomas could be outside chances, but we're going to have Arbar first, then we're going to have Mark, then Slater and Wisey Boy.
Dan and Jay Prentice, you are leaving that very late, son.
Well, we might be slightly ahead. That seems to be... Oh, yeah. Albar's gone off at the final corner. Caught too much of the sausage curb, and that's catapulted him out. He was in the purple as well. Here comes Mark now for the line. He goes second. Slater will be the next man.
Quality is over, so it's going to be Thomas. It's going to be the last. Oh, Thomas has not even made it.
No, he has. He has. Charlie's not in the session.
Oh, Charlie's not in the session. My bad.
Yep. Roland's made it across.
Yeah,
I think Roland, I think, is the last man.
He won't go again. He's done.
Roland is.
No, he just completed a lap.
Okay. Slater now through the final corner. His chance to improve. I've not been keeping an eye on the splits, and he's backed out of it. He's backed out of that lap. After him, it's Wisey Boy, his teammate, who invalidates. Doesn't improve.
Well, 6 steps up.
6 tenths up would have put him into the 105.5s. It wouldn't have been enough for him.
Well, that was just through the middle sector.
Yeah. Final sector 1.3. It would have put him as a 104.8. Would have put him into P12 or 13.
It would have put him 13 because there's a lot of drivers in the one.
Yeah. Thomas. Thomas improves by a quarter of a second, puts himself into 4th place.
That's it. He's the last person to cross the line.
Yeah, Roland is still out there. That's the last man. And I know Titchy's listening to this, so you can tell him he can retire if he wants. He is the last man active. Although he won't. League owner will not break the rules, even slightly.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. That last corner, that inside curve is very inconsistent.
Yeah, you either have to cut it a lot and risk it, or you don't cut it at all.
Well, not even that. I think if you cut it, even if you get it wrong side, it just either sends you off the other side, or you cut it well. The margin of error is so small.
Yeah,
quite tricky to,
it is. When you get it right, I mean, you gain so much time. So there we have it then. Big Slater on pole position again. Oh no, it was Mark last week. My apologies. Big Slater on pole in the Racing Point. Rosa in 2nd place. he must have been able to go again and improve late on, so I didn't spot that. Mark in third place to run out the top three. Thomas in fourth, manages to recover late on with a last-ditch effort to get himself with a fighting chance of the win. Arbar in fifth place, would have been much closer to the front had his lap have counted. He invalidated on the final corner by taking too much of that inside curb. Wisey Boy, the other man in with a chance of victory tonight, in P5.
6. Thomas P7, James P8, Lewis P9, Wizard 10th, Dan Rubber 11th, Tracer 12th, Rowan 13th, and after that I'm then struggling. Possibly Donamo.
Yes, Donamo and Dracer not doing too well tonight. Both guys you would expect to be somewhere near the front.
I would say, no, in terms of Dynamo's recent run, obviously buoyed by last week's performance, I think surprises us that he's a little bit far down there.
Yeah.
Mark's pressed the X button of
the
doom.
dreaded button.
So Homecoming will be coming your way, sir, I'm afraid.
Yep. Well, we'll have to count. I think we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, it was quick. It wasn't a minute, if that's what you're suggesting.
Slater, Arba and Thomas, away we go, is Robert's prediction. We shall wait and see. We've got 36 laps ahead of us to find out how this is going to go. So let's have a look at the tyre compounds first of all for everybody. Yep, top 10 of course have to start on the compound they qualified on, so that's the soft tyre for all of those guys. Dan Robbo in P11 starting on the mediums. He's in the prime position at the moment, especially if that rain comes earlier than expected. He will be in the perfect position for that. Dracer behind him on the softs, then it's Profodes, Donamo, Fallen and Crowan on the mediums. Jay Prentice in P17 going on the soft tyre, so he's going to go for an aggressive first stint. Faxland and Charlie, I don't know if Charlie's managed to get back in, has he?
He did join, I think, late on. Yeah, he's in.
He's in. Both of those guys.
With the blank weave.
Yes, both of those guys on the mediums. So the big question now is...
Well, if the rain's coming, I think it works either way, if I'm being honest. If it comes early enough, maybe at the crossover point between the softs and the mediums. Possibly. Or if it's late enough, mediums can then stretch to that and then people double soft it. But
potentially.
We don't know when exactly it's coming.
No, Red Bull are reporting it's coming very late on, so it might just be a case of run the normal race, in which case being on the softs later on, if it doesn't get wet enough for inters or full wets, is going to be a benefit. The softer compound, of course, needing less effort to be warm, or more grip in colder conditions.
We know how long the mediums can last, so it's going to be interesting.
It certainly is.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, we get ready to go in Austria. 5 lights. Wait for the glitch. We're bringing it back in this week. And we are go in Austria. Good start from Slater. Rosa comes across to cover the Toro Rosso of Mark, but it's the racing point that leads into turn 1. Mark tries to swoop round the outside of Rosa. I don't think he's managed to do it. The Renault's going to hold position. Thomas staying there as well in P4.
We've all made it.
Yeah, we've all made it through clean. Here we go. Mark going down for a move down the inside of Rosa into turn 3. But the Renault again on the outside of that corner gets the exit. Slater though pulling his lead out at the front of the pack. And that's Thomas and Arbar going side by side for P4. Thomas will hold it through there and through the middle sector.
The usual candidates.
Yeah, we'll keep the position change on just for the time being, then we'll swap back. Let's jump back down to that battle then. Of course, Dan, the one that needs to be careful, in P10 at the moment. He's got himself a header 2 spell.
hotly contested for the first couple of sectors between those two. It was really good racing. Drace has dropped, and that's the last thing he wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we see a move going on there. Donama down the inside, could go 3 wide there with Dracer, but he thinks better of it last minute. Tucks back in behind the McLaren.
Oh, he sends it as well, Donama, and compromise run for Roland. Dracer's going to have to try and do that DRS at this stage, but you're still waiting.
We go, this could end in tears.
Oh, and Roland got on the curb.
Yeah, Profodas goes deep. Allows Andreas through. And Donamo off the hook. Thomas and Jamie fighting for P7. Jamie seems to get the drive off the corner. But Thomas keeps position for now. Lewis close behind. He's dragging Dan and Two Spell with him. If they can't clear that gap before lap 3, we're going to enter the train. Yeah, Slater is long gone at the front of the field. Mark still close behind Rosa for P2.
Yeah, Rosa's not bought his ticket, so he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be the head of the train. Slater pulling out 2 fastest laps.
Very clean, very, very clean.
As always from Tier 2, showing the rest of the pack how it's done.
Oh, I thought Charlie was going to drop. Charlie seems to be lagging all over the place.
In a battle with Faxland at the moment. Crowan's dropped down to P19. I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's the big loser off the start, down 3 places. Big winner at the moment is Donamo, up 2 places.
He's got past Jamie quite easily, actually.
That'll be the DRS assistance as well.
So yeah, Thomas is at the front of this train, and he's he's run wide again.
He is dropping away, isn't he?
Doesn't like that corner, but he has a belting sector 3, and he did that last lap and managed to catch back up, but not this time around. He's just dropped off. Oh, Jake Prentice is gone. No!
Oh, Lewis has tried to get into the pits there, realised it would be an illegal entry, and he's bailed out of it. I'll be honest, you might have gotten away with that if it hadn't been on stream.
He was thinking about it.
He was. Well played, Lewis.
He's always thinking about it.
And that's the new man out. That's not how he would have wanted his debut to go. We've got 3 men in the pits. We've got Dracer in for... Let's have a look then for tyres now. Dracer is in for the hard tyre. Both Alphas are in. Jamie's gone out on mediums, and Crowan is putting on the...
Softs.
Softs again for Crowan.
No, he's on the medium, so he's gone to softs, so he's done both times.
Fair play.
So is he going to stop it? Because we saw this last night from the new driver, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, BMG.
Yeah, I can't think. That's the one. And he went medium, soft, but off the safety car in Tier 3 last night didn't come out until lap 10. So, softs can do, what, 15 laps?
Yes, they can do 15 at a push. Couple of laps behind the safety car, so it's possible for him from here. He can 2-stop it. Dracer, of course, will not have to stop. Mark's in the pits, as is Arbar and Thomas.
Any other takers?
Charlie's boxed.
Jamie's in as well.
Jamie back in.
5 seconds as well.
Yeah, Jamie came in last time around, so what's he going to go for now? Is he going to go back on softs? Having done... Yeah, he is. So he's going to 2-stop softs from here then. He's done 1 lap on the mediums, doesn't have to go on anything else. We'll keep an eye out for Jamie.
I think the medium guys tonight won't struggle as much on the restart because I don't think the tyres aren't as warm. Whereas I think the medium runners yesterday when they cooled down and we had to heat them back up again, they really struggled like for the first 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah.
The rubber was lots of water. Jesus.
Yeah.
Can't speak.
So let's look at the state of play then. So the top 5 have stayed out on the soft tyre, as has 2 Swell in P7. Apart from that, we've got Dan Robbo in P6 on the medium tyre. And then Donamo, Fallen, Profodes and Faxland. Those are the other guys who haven't stopped. Everybody else from P12 down has.
So you see those medium guys there have really made up the positions. 5, 6, 6, 3, 7. Charlie, 5 seconds for exceeding track limits. Why? What? Why? How? This is what I don't understand.
Jamie's in again.
Well, if you're staying out, I don't see what the... Right, what's he going to pick this time?
I'm on board with him this time.
Have a look.
It's another set of softs. Oh, he's getting his penalty out of the way.
Clever.
Yep.
Clever.
Fair play from Jamie.
And these could make it now.
Yep. It also keeps the safety car out one more lap because he has to catch the pack.
At this point, does this benefit the soft runners that started on the softs or the medium runners?
It benefits them both equally, I feel, because it means that, if anything, actually, it benefits the medium runners more because they'll be able to switch to the softs later and really hammer it without losing performance. The soft runners, they're still putting wear on those tyres. They will be able to stretch them a little bit further, but not massively. So
instead of 18 to 20 for the medium guys to pit, they're now probably looking, what, 22? 23?
I would say as a minimum, yeah, 24 I would say would probably be where they want to pit. Safety car is in this lap, so we'll ride on board with Slater.
Don't get caught out as I did last night.
Yeah, I didn't have a great restart last night, but...
It was alright. It's just when it goes.
We've got a bit of a snake forming at the back there, but here goes Slater. It's not a brilliant restart. Rosa's got him.
Gosh.
Rosa did not get caught out there. But Slater just gets such a good drive off that first corner. But let's see what we can get here. Will Rosa go for it on the restart? Oh no, Arbar at turn 1.
Deal wasn't on board, so I don't know if he dropped it or he's had a...
he does have wing damage as well, so he'll have to get rid of those hard tyres.
Tracer is under the cosh
and Jamie's going to go for a move on Charlie down into turn 4. Up the inside he goes. But the Toro Rosso has the drive.
Faxon's in trouble already here, he's just second out the window. Don't want to get dropped.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to make that ground back up.
I think we'll end up with a multi-2-1 down there at Haas. Although Dracer on the hard tyre, they're both still in DRS now.
Rowan had a bit of an iffy sector 2, so
Thomas moving past Rosa into second place through turn 1. If he's timed that right, he'll have DRS as well. Not quite.
He's got such a good exit behind
him. Yeah, he has.
Rosa,
he's... I think that he got too good of a run, I think, didn't he? And now Lewis is charging up the inside of him, right behind, pulls to the outside. That'll give him the drive on the exit.
You know what,
but it allows Wisey Boys to squeeze. Contact between the two, elbows are out.
I'm waiting for 6th and 7th here just to pounce on the loose pieces.
Yeah. Wisey Boy parks it on the apex, holds position for now. Lewis tries it round the outside, but there's no room there. As he said 2 seasons ago, even for when we were racing, you can't do that there.
Meanwhile,
we're coming round to start the third lap after. There we go. Slater crosses the line. DRS is now enabled.
There's a couple of guys desperately hanging on to DRS. We've got Fallen and
Roland's dropped out of it.
Ross has picked up 3 seconds and Lewis has got 3 second time already.
Be good. Lewis right in the gearbox of that Racing Point for 4th place.
Just pushing it through.
Going to haul that Mercedes up the order. Backs out of that move early, gets himself into low ERS mode.
So it's just about keeping it outside.
I don't know. Thomas is pushing hard to try and get in. 3/10 he's gained so far.
He knows how important it is. Both of them pushing hard. Overtaking is in use.
Thomas locks up again to that final corner like we saw in qualifying. That's cost him half a tenth. He will not have DRS on this first straight. Is he close enough?
Roland's gone deep into the corner and Trace is going to follow his teammate through.
I'm still on board with Thomas right now. He's managed to claw himself just to within DRS range. He's used up all his battery to do it.
Roland could send it here. They're both closing in on Faxon, going quick. Brakes, a little bit of contact. Gets that move done. Lewis is on 6 seconds of penalties.
So yesterday, penalties will make the difference here if you can keep it clean.
Close again.
And Rosa needs to be careful he doesn't drop away here. Wisey Boy already outside of that range. He's the head of the train.
So there's a nice little buffer forming for the guys out front.
Yeah, there is. We're going to have... I think we're going to have a duel here between Big Slater and Thomas.
Rosa's still clinging on.
Yes, it's right on board with Dan then as he...
Oh, they're side by side, not through that corner. That was never going to work.
Oh, we've got two in the wall.
His Crone spun it. I think he was trying to avoid it, but...
Yeah, Crowan in the wall, and Thomas spun as well, but he's got away with it.
Oh, it was never going to work through there. You can't go side by side through the last corner. Just narrow.
Donamo and Two Spell vying for position. Two Spell parks it on the apex and forces him wide.
But in trouble.
Yeah, Dan got a poor exit there, but he's going to hold the inside line from the Wizard.
Oh, Donamo's been hit from behind from Fallen.
Oh, we've got a pile-up.
Yeah, but Mark's there as well.
Both Toro Rosso's involved.
Mark's got damage.
Donamo, amazingly, has got out of that clean.
To be honest to him, he held it.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil's round. Two Spells round.
He's lost that early in that corner. That he may have had contact somewhere there.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Not me neither.
Rosa's in. Rosa is in. Fallen's in for probably front wing damage because I think he tapped Donamo.
Rosa probably going to try and go for the undercut on Thomas and Slater.
So these
and Crowan with an illegal pit entry there.
Oh dear.
Massively so. Overtook the Wizard round the outside and then came in. Was way outside the line.
I'm sure the Wizard will be sending that now.
I would agree with you. Let's jump back though to the battle for the lead. 3.5 seconds now, the gap between these leading pair and their teammates behind.
According to Blaze, Red Bull Garage is saying 15 minutes into the rain, but it's a little bit inaccurate. Not actually updating, keeps you saying 15 minutes.
Okay, so 15 minutes would equate to around 10 laps.
Racing Point apparently is saying the same. Yeah.
And Thomas is boxing. Thomas is coming in early to try and get the jump on Slater.
Ross has got clean air.
He has. Now I don't know if Thomas is in for an undercut or to react to Rosa, but we'll soon see.
Where is Thomas? He's coming to the pit exit now. Rosa is on the start finish straight. You're going to see him just about.
See him on the left of the picture. Not quite. There he is.
Needed to.
Yeah, well played there from Thomas. Gets himself out ahead and with DRS to defend with.
Oh, Donamo and Charlie. That was very close. Donamo managed to get back past again. Faxon is in just struggling.
Yeah. Although well, there's a lot of cars that have come out of that gap between him and Dan. Don't forget, we've got the Wizard, Thomas, Rosa. They've all come out of that space.
Lewis is pitting.
As is Big Slater. That's the one we want to watch. Gets it slowed down.
Wise Boy stays out, Dan stays out.
Thomas and Rosa, as you can see on the minimap there, just coming into the penultimate corner. Just through that green target. Final corner now for those two. Slater's out of the box. This is going to be really close.
Wow. God.
No. Thomas has got him. Undercut for Thomas. Great move. Takes net P1. But Slater will have DRS to attack him with again. Back down towards turn 4. We'll ride on board with a racing point. Thomas 2/10 away from getting it from his namesake in the Ferrari. Here comes Slater.
Down the inside, Thomas is going to try and hang it around the outside, so he's got the inside line for the next corner.
He will have the drive and he will have the line. Squeezes and slings his car up the inside to hold position, but drifts wide on the exit. Slater, tank slapper on cold tyres. Can't capitalise on the mistake. Wisey Boy is in, so Dan takes the lead.
Faxon's doing a mega job there.
Thomas has some breathing room and has DRS from his namesake. And all of these guys managed to get themselves ahead of Wisey Boy.
No, Dynamo's already got him.
I'm not looking at that right now. What I want to see is whether Lewis can get himself out ahead of Wisey Boy. Not quite. So frustrating, you see that pink Panther car appear out of the pit lane.
Oh, side by side. Thomas didn't give this up. He didn't give him this one up.
No DRS for either of them. They were exactly side by side to the 1,000th of a second through that split.
Elbows out from Thomas.
All fair in love and war, and this is certainly a war, with a little love tap there from Thomas to ease his way past.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other for that one.
Certainly is.
Try and get
He stuck it in there, and rolling with a poor exit, and Charlie will get him here with DRS. That's almost a given. Where is it? Through turn 1.
Gave each other space. Beautiful drive.
Yeah. The Thomas is now giving each other a buffer to Slater. And Charlie down the inside. Roland going for the switchback though, not quite got the drive on the exit or the battery power left. He's also got a DRS failure.
Oh no.
The wing not opening. Jumping back to Thomas then. The battle for the net lead anyway. Slater has managed to get himself ahead of the Ferrari of Thomas, and now back under the Mercedes of the other Thomas. Rosa needs to get through as well and not let this train get away.
With the report from the Mercedes, Gary, 10 to 15 minutes is the rain.
Okay, so and Slater's going for a move on Thomas into the penultimate corner, and he takes it. He takes the position.
So that's going to be the last 5 laps. Okay. About 10 to 15 minutes.
There or thereabouts. Yeah.
And yeah, good point. Thomas has got the Ferrari. Thomas has got a lot of penalties.
Yeah, he has. And Slater's passed Roland. Here comes Thomas. Could he go down? Could he make a move on Slater as well? He's going to go for it down the inside into turn 3. Slight lock up. Gets the car stopped. Great driving from these 4. Roland, unfortunately, just a passenger.
Yeah, he's got overtaken by Rosa as well.
Yeah, Rosa's made it through. Slater back down the inside of Thomas, but the door was closed.
Ambitious. Worth a go though. Thomas, that was a great move. Opportunistic.
Yeah. Took advantage of the gap that was left there by his namesake. This is what we mean. This lad's got pace, but he just needs to keep the penalties out of his races.
Slater went deep, rode him deep as well, and
yeah.
did the old switch back underneath. Thank you very much. Easy pickings.
Yeah.
And Thomas. Away we go. Thomas is second ahead now.
He is. He's clear. He needs to get himself a tenth up the road into DRS of Thomas, and I think he's done that. Let's jump to him. Not quite there yet.
He's going to finally get past Vaxland.
Yeah, that's the multi-2-1 coming into effect, I think. That's the swap over point for those tyres.
It's a gimme, let's put it that way.
Well, Thomas, now having burnt all his ERS, is within DRS of Charlie. Needs to try and save up a little bit, but he has to push on at the same time. 1.3 now the gap to Slater, who will only close in. Meanwhile, Lewis not looking comfortable on those mediums. Lost nearly 2 seconds to Wisey Boy. They came out close to each other. And then back up front, Jamie on his 2-stop will be looking to come in again in around 3 laps time.
He's just caught up with these guys and he's not been able to overtake them. I think the tyre performance left in those tyres didn't help him.
No,
but
I agree with you.
Tracer to probably make a little bit of a dent in Dan's lead out front. But
yeah, I would agree with you. Let's have a look then at Dan's lead. Currently to the man who is net leader, that's Thomas, who has just managed to, he's fighting himself his way with Charlie, and he's switched back on Charlie, forces him deep with a mistake, and that's Thomas into P6, pulling off his own favourite move. So as we said then, the gap to the leader for Thomas is 8.5 seconds. Dan now, if he was to stop, would come out of the pits in P14 between Lewis and Fallen. No, it isn't. That is net P5 or 6, I think. P6. It's net P6 because Fallen will have to stop again.
JB's 4th with 3 stops already in this race.
Yeah, the only man who is an unknown quantity right now, and yeah, Charlie's in. Sorry. Yeah, the only man now who is an unknown quantity is Dracer. How long will those tyres go for? Because in theory they'll go to the end, in which case Thomas has got to catch him up. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. He's closing in on this group already.
Dracer's actually in a very good position.
He is, but those tyres are not going to help him later on in this race. The only way he'll be in a great position and arguably on for the win is if the wet weather comes sooner rather than later. Because if it does... yes, he has. Yeah, if the rain comes sooner rather than later, we all know how good Dracer is in the wet. And we've got a yellow, that's Jamie.
No, that is probably contact if I've seen.
Oh, when he forces Wisey Boy wide on his re-entry. And this is going to hold up Lewis now.
It's raining.
It is. It is raining. This throws everything into. Yeah. So it's everything under the microscope. Jamie coming in.
Top 4 in a somewhat half-decent position.
They are looking good, but they are now on... Well, they're in the same sort of position as the other guys. What's Jamie going to go for? He's in the pits now. He's gone on to the hards.
Why?
I mean, to be fair, he's in a lose-lose with that. So is Arbar coming in when he does. I mean... The only thing I can think for Arbar is maybe he's going to act as a barometer for Fallen, but...
I was going to say, please don't come into Inters. Not yet.
Oh, he has. Arbar's gone for it. He's gone for the early stop.
This didn't work out for him last time.
Yeah.
But I suppose if he's down there, he's got to lose.
Yeah. What he does do is give us an accurate indication of when the crossover point is.
Right, top 4 now under the pressure.
Yep.
So
Away we go.
Thomas,
Away we go, Thomas. Yeah, but Thomas has had to save up his battery and he's not had DRS to press until now.
Bad bad run. Hold it to the inside.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be, especially with a damp track.
And also people in front of you, you can't really break
There we go, he pulls out the full Verstappen there. Back in the summer I was not impressed with that defending, but here it's fine. It's not a Ferrari on the outside.
Not triggered there whatsoever, no?
No, 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 no. I was in the summer, but I'm alright now.
I was going to mention as if there was been a couple of moves into turn 1 tonight, but you know.
It's not been 24 hours yet.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Not cool.
To be fair, I might get it going longer than that. Depends how I feel. You hear that, Titchy? Judas.
Hey, no need, please.
Sorry, for anybody who's watching who didn't know, me and Titch came together last night. But here we go, Slater into turn 1 to take 5th place away from Thomas. It's not going to happen, he's not going to have the drive, but he will have the run.
Got the run.
Side by side. It's a foregone conclusion, I think. He doesn't need that fight, he might as well go and let Slater attack the guys ahead of him and mop up the pieces.
The medium guys are struggling. Now this is the predicament. We had this in Tier 2 last season at Brazil. Is it going to rain hard enough? Because we all thought that. We all stayed out in dry tyres.
Yeah.
Because some of us were hanging on to try and make it to the Inters, but it never rained hard.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
They are desperate.
If we can, and that's Slater already passed on ammo, yeah. Do we have any information from the Mercedes or the Red Bull garage about the weather?
Or the Pink Panthers.
Or the Pink Panthers, or indeed McLaren, Titch?
Yeah, come on, Titch. I haven't said anything yet, I know you're listening. And Joe's got past Charlie.
Yep. I think Charlie made a mistake. There's a yellow flag after that move was done. Slater runs really deep there at turn 3, and that's going to allow Donamo to come back at him.
The 23 lap old mediums.
Donamo thought against it, and then Slater came across in front of him.
I tell you what, this is allowed to just sneakily catch up to Beckham.
Yeah, and he's pulling Thomas with him, yeah.
But we know Thomas has got a massive upset in terms of penalties.
No, that's Arbar getting out of the way there with blue flags. Right now, if Dan was to stop, he would come out in P12.
In fact, he's coming.
And so is Faxland.
Oh, get that thing stopped. So hard on the older rubber.
Let's see.
They're going to try it. They are going to try it. Dan has anyway. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake.
And Faxland as well. This could be.
It's a gamble. They have to do it.
Yeah.
Don't have to stop giving up, Danny. Look at this.
I
I don't care if I've got older tyres. I'm still getting back past.
Good man, Donamo keeping his elbows in. They are racing for position, of course. There's no gimmies.
Dan has come out front fuller, which could be interesting.
Arbar has stopped again for softs.
So that's not worked.
Not for him.
Oh,
It depends.
It's Faxon. Oh, Faxon does not like the Inters.
No, Dan's not. Yeah. I think it might be a little bit too early, but they had to take that gamble. Staying out on those tyres was not going to be conducive to them having some success.
That thing just won't turn.
Robert's asking in the chat if it's rain till the end. Honestly, we don't know. No, Ricky, it's spitting! It's spitting everybody in! He'll be cursing in that cockpit now, will Dan?
Not happy with it. Mark's gone down the inside into turn 1. What? See, I think that's just overtaking into turn 1.
It's doable, but
it's doable. It's very ambitious.
Yeah, and all 3 go wide at turn 3. But this could be the point.
You know what? Doesn't look too bad.
I think this could be it. They may have done it 1 lap early, but this could be it. Roland's struggling a lot. Mark as well on his exits.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, Faxon's just gone deep though. It's strange. I don't know.
I think this is it.
I think it's going to be probably another 2 laps.
See, is there anyone else stopping? Roland looks like he's going to stop. Yep, he's coming in.
For what? What's he going to be on?
I mean, if the rain's going to keep coming, he might as well try inters.
These guys are just losing time over time, and Thomas is going to get... Oh, he's got past Slater. Slater's run deep, so they're all tiptoeing around.
Oh, Thomas with a little touch on the front nose there. They're waiting for just that right moment to stop, and at the moment it's not quite there.
Crone's coming in. That's for inters. I think it could be this lap, you know.
It could be. Maybe. It just doesn't look like it's coming down heavy enough.
This is Brazil all over again. It's just guys tiptoeing around on tyres.
But the man you have to say who's in the best position right now is either Slater or Dracer.
It's got to be, but Slater's got a fantastic run on me again.
Yeah, but Slater's going to take first here. And the 2 Renaults are fighting for position, and that's Rosa through. I don't think there'll be much of a fight going on there. Fresher tyres, although he goes deep. That allows Donamo back through. Thomas trying to get past Dracer now to not let Slater get away.
See, Thorne come in, he's gone back on softs.
So Thorne committing to the other side of the strategy.
Just watching, these guys seem just to be tiptoeing around. What's their time difference?
I mean,
they're 4 seconds off the pace.
It's so close, so close, but not quite yet.
On ammo and...
Oh my God!
What have I just seen?
I have no idea. That's...
2 yellow flag, that's Jamie.
Mark it in your diaries, on your calendars. Light the signal fires. The 2-spell wizard has a penalty.
Remember when Rosa's in for inters and so is Thomas.
And Lewis.
So is Lewis.
Lewis is going as the barometer for Thomas.
Yeah, that is now catching back up to Mark, so it's now, this is the moment.
This is it.
So, Faxon and Dan have taken the pain. But still in it.
Yeah, Charlie 2-spell in as well.
It's going to be how much these guys now lose for staying out this extra couple of laps. Is it going to... It may not even be inters. Or knows Donamo's tyres are a couple of laps from potentially popping.
Yeah, we'll see who's going to come in this time around. Neither of the leaders are. I think Dracer is.
He's got to, surely.
Yeah, Dracer in. He's taking the gamble. What about Donamo? Yep, he's in as well. Wisey boy. Wisey boy's gone again. Rosa, we know, is out already. DRS disabled.
Thomas are in trouble.
Yeah, Rosa is in the prime position. Yeah, Rosa could do this. Either him or Dracer are now in the best position to try and win this race. Rosa should take the lead. Or the net lead, I should say.
I would love to see where Dan and Faxon and Lewis to come out in this. They're going to be about 5th.
Well, Lewis has come out behind Dan, and
he's losing time.
Yeah.
He was very close.
Meanwhile, let's have a look at the guys up front. Wisey Boy squirming out of turn 4. He's got nothing there. The two leaders.
The range specialist is about to make a move on the Ferrari.
Indeed he is. Keep your eyes peeled, everybody, on this Haas.
And he's going to adopt his natural position.
Yeah, the 6th and 7th are the ones you want to watch. They are the range specialists, particularly... particularly these two. Donamo, we've had speculation that he's on a wet setup, so he could be like absolute lightning.
Wisey Boy's in. So these guys, this is going to be very close to where they're going to come out.
The racing points are going to have a stack.
Yep, so Wisey Boy's going to lose out massively.
He is, and I have a feeling that they're going to drop behind Rosa, Thomas,
Possibly
Dracer,
not.
Donamo. Yeah.
Maybe come out just in front of Donamo, I think.
Slater's out just ahead of Dracer, but we know how good he is in the wet. We can expect a move coming.
Yeah, Donamo's on the back of Thomas.
And here goes Dracer immediately having a look down the inside of Slater into turn 3. Trying to get him while those tyres are not up to temperature. 5 laps to go then. And the top 6 separated by less than 2 seconds.
If I was Donamo, I'd wait until you definitely know you can make a move, because I think these guys are going to trip over each other. We saw it last night, we've seen it so far this season.
They certainly can. I've just thought of something really funny, but I'm not going to say it until the end of the race so I don't jinx anybody.
Okay, cool.
Battle for 3rd now. Looks like it's getting tasty.
I'm going to enlighten people. Rosa has nearly got 2 penalties. Thomas in the Ferrari can pretty much write himself out of this battle, and possibly Dan as well. Slater's very close. Dracer is very close to 2 penalties as well. Thomas in the Mercedes, very close to a pen as well, 2 warnings.
But Thomas, speaking of, going for a move down the inside of Dracer into turn 3. The range specialist unable to hold off the Flying Dutchman in the Mercedes, and he's powered his way through. Donamo's clean.
Yeah.
And he's going to go for a move now on Dracer as well, whilst he's fighting with Thomas, and there's been contact ahead. And they're both out. They're both round.
Slater, I think nearly went to the back of Thomas.
He's dropped a long way off, but Donamo now in prime position. This could be a Renault 1-2.
Let's have a quick look.
We have 4 laps to go now as Rosa crosses the line to start lap 33.
Slater could ruin the pie, he hasn't got a penalty yet.
Maybe, although as it stands right now, he is very close to being outside that 3-second window. Rosa, you say he's only got 1, yeah?
Yep, Rosa has 1.
If Donamo can get ahead and back him up a little bit.
Dan is catching the 2 in front. Wisey Boy also goes in, as well as Lewis.
Faxon there in P10, having stopped early. That's got him up the order, starting last, of course. The man who really lost out, I think, was Arbard going that early. I mean, he had to try and gamble.
Donamo's a man on a mission. He's up 10 places so far this race after a poor quad. He's shown a really good recovery drive from where he was.
Definitely. And his pace right now is almost proving that the guys in the chat who said he's on a wet setup, he's proving them correct right now. What's the gap to the leader then? The gap to the leader from Slater is 2.3 seconds. He is catching Rosa at the moment. So he, right now, he's net first. Donamo in 2nd place. Just. And then Rosa would be 3rd.
Oh, Donamo's close.
The problem he's got now is that Slater's right in the toe of Thomas, so in the same way that a DRS chain will prevent overtaking, this will prevent Donamo from closing in.
Wisey boys on the back of Dan.
Oh, contact on Arm on Slater!
Oh no! Oh, Donamo's got big front wing damage left hand side, surely. Drace has picked up a penalty.
So that's Dracer out of the running then for now. As it stands, Donamo, that front wing might be okay. I got quite significant damage on the left hand side yesterday. Admittedly, it wasn't in the wet, but while the tyres were fresh, it was you could deal with it.
Slater's out the window, look at that.
Yeah, that contact with Donamo. There's
oh, he's picked up 3 seconds as well, so it doesn't matter.
So right now it's a Renault 1-2. Hold your station, lads.
It's just going to be what order.
Yeah. Right now it's Donamo, then Rosa.
Rosa's picked up 2 penalties. He's got 6 seconds now.
Oh, he's going to be dropping right down then.
Advantage back to Slater again.
Yeah.
Thomas, we know, is going to drop out of it completely. He's got at least 9 seconds worth of penalties.
What about Thomas? Away we go.
Away we go. Thomas has not got any, but...
So he's jumping Slater right now. And Rosa as well. So this could be a Donamo, Thomas, away we go, and Slater on the podium. It could be that close. This is all going to come down.
I can't work the maths out quick enough.
No, I can't. I'm not even looking at the penalties and I can't do it. That front wing damage for Donamo could be the kingmaker here. Who knows?
There's 2 moves possible. It's going to be 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and then it's going to be 7th and 8th.
Yep, you keep an eye on 7th and 8th. We can jump to it if need be.
Oh, Wisey boy wouldn't
I'm gonna jump to it anyway. I think that's going to be the one to watch, and then we'll jump back up to the leaders. I don't think. No, he's going to think better of it. Championship points are what matters. I didn't know he's there. All Dan has to do is get a good drive out of this corner, and we should be alright. But Wisey boy to the outside, has his car in front. Dan can sling it there though, and Verstappen it on the defence.
Oh, but fair, and we're looking like it is going to be Rosa.
But look at the gap now that Thomas is creating. He's had an awful drive out of that corner. He's holding Donamo up.
Oh, Dan parks it.
And that should be it. No more opportunities really, but we'll jump back to the man.
Boy tried it last time.
He tried it. Rosa now, 2 corners to go. He will cross the line in first, but will he stay there? Donamo, 2 tenths are in it right now. That wing damage could be coming home to affect him. But all Rosa can do is power for the line and hope.
He's got another 3 seconds.
Rosa takes first place. Thomas, Donamo takes the victory away from his teammate. Thomas goes second. Slater into 4th place with that last lap penalty. He will be kicking himself.
Oh, wow.
He will be absolutely kicking himself. He would have got himself up to 2nd.
Oh, I'll tell you what, 6th, 7th and 8th was very close on penalties in the end.
Yeah. Oh, 71 thousandths and 93 thousandths between them.
Wiseman was pretty much pushing down across the line.
Yeah. So let me check the fastest lap then at the end there. Currently it's Fallen who jumps to 12th on penalties. So no one getting the bonus point right now.
So just waiting on Crow.
Yeah, we've got comments in the chat saying great drives from Faxland. I agree. Coming from the back to P9.
18 finishes out of 19.
It's not bad. Not
Tricky
bad.
conditions at the end.
Yeah. What an absolute cracker. The rain always spices things up, but not quite to that extent. Absolutely fantastic. Donamo takes the win then by keeping it clean. We said early on, penalties can be the kingmaker, and they will make the difference, and they have here. Promoting the men who finished 3rd and 5th on track to 1st and 2nd. Rosa, who finished 1st, drops to 3rd, but he'll be happy with that. His first podium in Tier 2 after being promoted at the end of last season. Big Slater there. That second penalty coming on the final lap, I think on the final corner. That will really, really annoy him. Take that off, he would have been up there on the podium as well. Dracer in P5, his penalties coming home to bite him as well, but he will be happy with that given that he started in P12. Thomas in P6, I think he'll be happy with that result, especially after having 12 seconds worth of penalties. If he can cut those down, he'd be right up there with the front runners. Dan starting 11th, finishing in P7, he'll be pleased with that. Wisey Boy in P8 would have hoped for better, but didn't deviate from his teammates' strategy, got himself held in the pits. Faxon P9, great drive from him, recovering from P18 on the grid. And Lewis, no racer, rounds out the top 10 to take the final championship point. Fallen, of course, got the fastest lap. And it's Mark in 11th, Fallen in 12th, Profodes 13th, Charlie 14th, Two Spell Wizard in 15th. He'll be bitterly disappointed, especially because he picked up 3 seconds. Jamie in 16th after a late spin. Crowan 17th, bad day all round for Alpha. Arbar 18th after finishing a long way down, and your 1 DNF is Jay Prentice. Wizard Awards are for Fallen, Thomas and Donamo. Do any of them get Golden Wizard Awards, Matt?
No.
No Golden Wizard Awards tonight then. So if you guys in the chat who are still with us, if you can put your votes in for Driver of the Day, please. Whilst you're doing that, I shall get up the customary winner's car on the plinth.
I will invite the drivers.
Thanking you. So then the Renault goes up there for the first time this season.
It's nice to see a different car.
Yeah, normally it's a Mercedes, Ferrari or a Williams, but I've got something new. Yes, McLaren, yeah, last season. Apologies for the blue screen there, everybody. Just had to change the audio a little bit just so we can hear voices a little easier. So we'll get these 3 in. We'll have a chat. Oh, you know, it's as if they'd want to concentrate on trying to win.
Yeah, no.
So let's have a look through the chat then. Who do we think?
It's looking like Donamo.
There's 1. There's 2. Just need the other Renault man.
We're both here.
They are now.
Here we go. Right then. So let's start with. Go on. We'll start with our winner, Donamo. I've got a question straight off. Did you have a wet setup on?
I had an intermediate setup.
Ah, there was a lot of people in the chat speculating after you finishing where you did in qualifying that you had some sort of wet setup on. I'm assuming that really came in handy at the end with that wing damage.
Yeah, insanely. I'm so sorry for Big Slater because I don't know if it affected his race, how I hit him with the penalty situation. But yeah, for the car it was great. I had 3.7 wings and 6.7 ride height. Helped.
So you were like lightning towards the end there. We didn't know who. Well, that last lap we didn't know who was going to come out on top. We really didn't.
Yeah.
So there was you and Rosa in the mix, Thomas there as well, Slater.
Yeah, that was an insane race.
Yeah. But it's nice to have you back on the top step, though.
Yeah, let's keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, good job to the others.
Thanks, mate. Well done.
Right, moving on then. P2, Thomas.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed actually. I was thinking about the win quite some time during the race actually. But it went just all downhill from the intermediate period. First of all, it's literally the surgical came in as soon as I entered the pit entry. I didn't want to risk the 20-second time penalty, so I had to stay out. And after that, I got hit with Tresse and Donamo going into turn 4, I think it was. So I went onto the gravel and then I was just all the way down. Otherwise, yeah, I would have been P1, but that's just how it is. That's racing. So P2, I'm happy. At least I extended my lead to Big Slater, so that's one good point.
Yeah. So Slater ended up getting a penalty on the last corner, which otherwise would have put him at least third, if not above you in second place. So
didn't matter.
Did it not?
Nope.
No.
He would have been 3 tenths off.
Ooh. I was going to say that last sort of those last sort of 5 laps.
Oh yeah, it was chaos. Yeah, it was such a shame that I had to pit 1 lap late because it just came in the middle of the pack. Otherwise, me and Big Slater would have been in front of the guys. And then I heard just Thomas, oh, he picks up a penalty, oh, he picks up a penalty, and then oh, Donamo gets damaged, Big Slater is damaged, and it was happening all in front of me, but I just couldn't do anything because it was too far away. It was really frustrating, but really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one to watch back as well.
100%.
Yeah, it could be a classic. I think the last 10 laps especially. But, yeah. Nice job on P2, man. Hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, I hope it as well. Thank you very much.
Ethan!
Yo, hey.
Hey. First tier 2 podium, how do you feel?
Do you know what? I'm actually over the moon.
Yeah?
It feels awesome. I've got points.
Yeah, and now I can say the thing that that I didn't say early on, is that a certain commentator's brother took you out of their fantasy team this week.
To be fair, I thought I got it wrong when I pitted first, because it said rain in like 10 minutes or something, so I was expecting it like lap 15, but it just never came, so it ended up working out really, really well.
Yeah. I was going to say, you guys who pitted then were the ones that really gained an advantage from it.
Yeah. I don't know. I got the Jeff phone call, and he said something about Inters are probably faster, but it didn't come up with like DRS enabled. So I was just like, we'll see. And then I just went for it, and then just moved my front wing to 4.6, and then just went from there. Did my little. Did you see my final penalty?
No.
I did the classic wobble into a corner and got like 2 warnings. I was just like, brilliant. It's like, yep. But yeah, now
if it's any consolation, if you had only got 1 penalty, you would have been behind Donamo. I don't know where you would have been in relation to Thomas. It would have been really close.
Thomas would have beat me by a second still, I think, because he didn't. Did he get a penalty?
No, he didn't have any.
Yeah, he would have beat me by 1.1. Yeah. Sure.
Fair play.
Penalties.
No one got the golden wizard though.
No, I think I got 1 more, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Jesus, Thomas, come on.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It was more shocking. Where's he got a penalty?
Did he?
Exactly. We couldn't believe him.
Yeah.
The whole race was upside down.
Looking in the chat, votes for driver of the day are actually going to go to Faxland.
I know. So you get points for your fantasy league. Do you get points for your driver getting man of the...
I don't know.
I'll speak to Titch about that. That could be something we could introduce.
But the answer is no.
Lose this weekend.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Vaxland on his driver of the day, fallen for the fastest lap, and for you three for your podium finishes. Nice job.
Thank you.
We will round off the stream there then, as we are approaching the 90-minute mark. In fact, we're over it after that slow start. So thank you all at home very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the follow button on Twitch, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We love all the support you give us. If you want to support us financially and you love cars as much as we do, well, go and buy some merch. That's www.contestofspeed.live/merch, and you can pick yourself up some t-shirts or a hoodie, or I think Roland's done vests now. I mean, yeah.
Is that Roid Rage Dave? Or?
I don't know. I mean, Roland lives in the desert, so maybe that's just what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
fair play. But you can do that. If you want to watch some more racing with Contest at Speed, we are live every weekday at either 10 PM in the UK or 2 AM in the UK. So that is 5 PM or 9 PM Eastern. If you check in at those times, we will be live at some point every weekday. We hope you come back and join us again very soon. Thank you all again very much for watching. Good night.